Today, I'm going to cover 8 surprising uses of Empower's free personal dashboard, my favorite money management tool. I've used this tool for over 11 years, and it's by far one of the best tools on the market. And it's free. It used to be called and owned by Personal Capital, but has since been acquired by Empower. So if you want to try out Empower, I'll put a link for you to use in the description below. There's no cost to you. Again, it's a free tool, but it's a great way to support the channel. Let's start with the most common use, and then I'll make my way to the most surprising ways to use the app as we go through this video. The first use of Empower is to track your net worth. By connecting all of your financial accounts across all institutions, you are able to easily track your net worth over time. Your net worth is one of the most informative metrics when it comes to tracking your finances, and Empower makes it really easy to review your net worth. Not only can you connect all of your accounts, but you can also create items for offline assets or liabilities. We use this feature to add in the value of our home or vehicles, and if I had other assets that were a significant portion of our net worth, I could also add them in here. The second use of Empower that I want to highlight is to review your investment return. If you're like me, you have acquired multiple investment accounts, whether that's from switching jobs and having multiple 401k accounts, or just also opening and creating a Roth IRA. It's very common to have 5 to 10 different investing accounts. And one of my favorite features in Empower is the ability to see your entire portfolio's return across all of your accounts. Empower also makes it easy to compare your portfolio's performance against the market, whether that be the entire US market or other indexes. Indices? I'm actually not sure which word is correct, but you get the idea. Not just one index, but multiple. Why is reviewing the returns so important? It's a good indication of your portfolio's overall performance within a specific time frame. It can otherwise be difficult to assess how your portfolio is performing if you are also still contributing to those accounts, because the balances adjust from both contributions and the change in value of the investments. Your portfolio's return can give you a quick assessment on performance, and the comparison is really helpful to provide context. This information also allows you to make decisions or changes based on what you see. If you have investments from a 401k that automatically get put into a random fund, you'd be able to see that and switch the investment. Or perhaps even identify if you have funds not invested. This actually happened to us a while back when our dividends were not automatically being reinvested for one of our accounts. On top of reviewing your return, you can also use Empower to identify your investment fees. Investment fees can significantly detract from your long-term investment growth, and it can be really difficult at times to find the investment fees in the fine print. Using a third-party tool can consolidate all of that and make it easy to review. Going in to check on this can help you optimize your investments for fees, meaning you keep your fees as low as possible. Because we're not changing our investments that often, I don't use this feature as frequently, but it is a really great tool. It not only shows you how much you're currently paying in terms of a percentage, but also the dollar amount you would pay if you keep your fees the same in the future. The next use is to check your investment allocation. Traditional advice is to have a properly diversified investment portfolio. The right allocation can optimize for both risk and long-term growth. Empower can easily break down your portfolio by the investment classes, so stocks, bonds, alternatives, as well as the sectors that are represented, meaning energy, communications, healthcare, financial services, technology, etc. I'll be honest that I rarely use this feature because our investment strategy is heavily tied to index funds that automatically diversify our holdings for us. For someone who is more actively managing their investments or doesn't have as many options in their employer-sponsored plans, this can be more useful. Empower has a lot of other features besides investing tools. You can also use Empower to budget and review your spending. This can be really helpful to ensure that you are authorizing all of the transactions that show up in your accounts. That is, that you don't have fraudulent charges. It can also be helpful to better understand your spending habits. Where and why do you spend money? What are the things that really trigger you to spend money, and are you doing it intentionally or does it just feel like it happens automatically? Reviewing your spending on a regular basis can be a really helpful exercise. Eventually you'll find a rhythm and balance that works for you that isn't too time-consuming, but still gives you the knowledge to be intentional with your money. I also created another video on Empower's budgeting tool that will go into more depth on how to use this. I'll put a link in the description below if you'd like to learn more about this. Empower can also be used as a retirement planning tool. Empower allows you to go in and create multiple scenarios to help you plan for your retirement. You provide very simple inputs like current investments, estimates for Social Security, how much you plan to save each year until retirement, your retirement spending, and the age you plan to retire. With these inputs, it projects your investment balance into the future and gives you a likelihood of success. There are more sophisticated retirement planning tools out there, but Empower is a good starting point. Again, it's free, so it's hard to find anything to complain about here. I find the multiple scenarios to be the best feature of the retirement planner because you can create different scenarios, like retiring at 55 instead of 60, and compare the results of the two scenarios. Scenario planning can be a really powerful tool to help you plan effectively for your future retirement and understand how one or two changes can really influence your retirement. I could probably do a full video on just this feature, and we'll probably do a video in the future. So if you'd like to see that video, subscribe to the channel. Empower also helps you track your cash flow. This is simply when you're receiving income compared to when you're paying expenses. Not only timing, but also amounts of each. This will be helpful for some, but not everyone. We keep a large enough balance, about 2 months worth of expenses in our main checking, so we never have to worry about having the money in our account to pay bills on time. But for someone with more variable income or unpredictable expenses, this can be a really helpful tool to understand the activity. And last but not least, Empower also lets you set and track savings goals. This could be the amount you want to save for retirement this year, or building up your emergency fund, or paying down debt. Empower has this savings tracker feature that consolidates all of the transactions that work towards a savings goal. It's a nifty little feature. I use this more when we're actively contributing to our retirement, and can be really helpful because it automatically categorizes all of those transactions towards the goal. I do wish it had more customization, but again, for a free tool, it's hard to complain. If you'd like to try Empower for yourself and explore even more features, I'll have a link in the description below. Feel free to give it a try. And if you want to learn how I use Empower after 11 years, you can check out this video for my full review. Thanks for watching, and as always, enjoy the journey.